Hi guys, I'm back. It's Friday, so that I would record another math video. Today we're going to dive into exponents and exponent laws, and what better way to teach that than to do a question that's exactly like this. So buckle down because you're about to learn a lot about exponent laws. In this video, we're going to cover 3 exponent laws: the quotient law, they're on the screen, the quotient law, the zero exponent law, and the negative exponent law. I'll go over each before I use them so that it makes more sense. When it comes to solving a question like this, I like to group things. So I start by grouping the things that I'm going to look at together. I would typically look at this in 3 parts. So I would look at the coefficients together. So the 15 and the 5 are coefficients. And then I would look at the bases that are similar together, or bases of A together, because we can do that math together. It can be simplified. And then we want to look at the B bases together. Now, when it comes to this math right here, when we're looking at the 15 and the 5, you do that as usual. So 15 divided by 5, so that was simplified to 3. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So that's just regular division. Then we're going to start looking at the 2 A bases. So we have A to the power of 4 over A to the power of 7. So we're going to go over this first law right here. I'm going to use some more basic level math to go over this concept. So let's say we have the number 3 to the power of 5 over 3 to the power of 2. And I ask you to simplify this. Well, according to the quotient law, the way we can simplify this is by subtracting the exponents from one another. So this is essentially saying 3 to the power of 5 minus 2, which equals to, simplified as, 3 to the power of 3. Now, the reason we can do this is because the bases are the same. If you were to plug 3 to the power of 5 into your calculator, divided by 3 to the power of 2, it's going to end up equaling to 3 to the power of 3, which is equal to 27, which is one way you can check that your math is correct. The only difference in this case is instead of a 3, our base is an A and a B. So we're going to do the same thing. So it's A to the power of 4 minus 7. Beside this, B to the power of 5 minus 5. Sorry. We can continue to simplify, so I'm just going to go over here. So that ends up being 3A. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. And then B to the power of 0. So we have 2 more laws that are addressed in this question. So we'll go over the negative exponent first, because that comes first, and then we'll go over the zero exponent law. When it comes to the negative exponent on the A, we cannot, as the question stem states, we cannot leave negative exponents in the answer. This is almost what I like to call an aesthetic thing. In math, the general principle is if there's negative exponents, you don't leave your answer in that way. It has to be simplified further. So the negative exponent law is this. Reciprocal of A equals 1 over A. Then this exponent, this negative exponent, Again, just mind you that there's an equal sign here, so these two are equal to each other. This negative exponent becomes a positive exponent. Now again, if you were to plug this into your calculator, let's take an example you could plug into your calculator. So I want you guys to plug in, let's say it's 3 to the power of negative 3. If you plug that into your calculator, it equals to 0.037. Likewise, if you take 1 over 3 to the power of 3, which is the reciprocal with a positive exponent, that's easier to simplify 1 in this way. So it would be 1 over 27, which is also equal to 0.037. Essentially, the negative exponent law encapsulates the fact that this is true regardless of what your base is, which is why we have a letter here. So now we know that in our final answer, this A has to be in the denominator. So it's going to look like this so far. We'll stick to one change per line. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so this is our answer so far, but this isn't fully simplified. We still have one more law that I will cover. Okay, so the last thing we have to cover is this law right here, the zero exponent law. The zero exponent law, which we have in our answer. Essentially, this law states that anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1, and a variable cannot be equal to 0. So for any non-zero number. Now we can apply this rule to our question stem to simplify this further. So that says that this becomes equal to this over a cubed, which is equal to just 3 over a cubed. Okay, so this is my final answer. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.